Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial in my ES6 series. In today's video, we will look at JavaScript Symbols. Symbol is a new JavaScript primitive data type introduced with ES6. In this video, we will go through how to create and use symbols and also what problems we can solve with them. So what I have right here are the primitive JavaScript data types, and as you can see, symbol is one of them now. We can create a symbol by calling the global factory function symbol. It is worth noting that symbol is not a constructor. If we try to use it as one, it will throw an error. Every time we create a symbol by calling the factory function symbol, it will always create a unique value. The symbol function accepts an optional description argument. This description property can be accessed by calling toString on the symbol. Actually, we can remove it here since console log calls toString implicitly. The description property can make debugging easier because we can see it once we convert it to a string. However, it does not affect the uniqueness of the symbol in any way. So let's test that. As you can see, the symbols are still unique even though the description is the same. We can use the type of operator to test whether a variable is a symbol. It is possible to use symbols as object keys, and this is probably where you will use them the most. Let's assume we have the following object to represent a to-do in a to-do app. What if we do the following somewhere in our code? This overrides ID in the to-do object. This is a simple example, but there are instances in real-world applications where we need to ensure that certain object properties are uncollidable to avoid scenarios like this. Let's try this again with a symbol. So I will define an ID symbol. As you can see, that did not change anything. This is because the key ID on the to-do object is still treated as a string key. We need to wrap it in square brackets to indicate that it is a symbol. Let's pass in a description as well to make it easier to recognize. So as you can see, the key ID is now a symbol. Now, although this line still adds a string key ID to the object, it also has a symbol ID that was not overwritten. We can use the same notation with square brackets to access the symbol key. It is worth noting that some JavaScript features that we commonly use with objects simply ignore symbols. Let's add another property here so we have something to work with. Let's iterate over the properties of our to-do object with a for in statement. Let's just log it. As you can see, for in completely ignored the ID symbol. Similarly, symbols are ignored by object.keys. Let's try that as well. Object.getOn property names also ignore symbols. Similarly, JSON.stringify also leaves out the symbols. However, symbols aren't completely invisible. We can get a list of all symbol properties of an object with object.getOn property symbols. We will add one more symbol here. So as you can see, get1property symbols returns an array of all symbol properties of the object. Although the symbol function always returns a unique symbol, it is possible to use something known as the global symbol registry to create global symbols shared across the code base. This can be done by using the symbol.for syntax. So let's create two symbols with the same description. Now, because we use the symbol.for syntax, sim1 and sim2 should be equal. Let's test that. In this instance, sim1 and sim2 refer to the exact same symbol. What symbol.for basically does is, it searches the symbol registry across the current runtime and creates a new symbol if it doesn't already exist. In our example, this line creates a new symbol since it does not already exist. And on the second line, symbol.for simply returns the symbol that was already created with the same description. Speaking of use cases, it is unlikely that you will come across too many use cases for symbols in your everyday code, although symbols are used by JavaScript itself internally and also by certain libraries. With that said, you can certainly use symbols as unique keys in objects to prevent name collisions and also to add metadata to objects that won't be visible to JavaScript features that we commonly use with objects. With that, I will wrap up this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and consider subscribing if you are interested in more content like this. Thanks for watching.